Hello and welcome to Tragic Thespians. Today I have not one but two very special guests, Fraser Crane and Charlie Veux. Welcome.
Thank you for
Hello,
having
hello.
us.
Thank you very much for having
Hello.
us.
My pleasure. Now, the latest show is Cherry Smoke, and it is produced by CrissCross Production, where Fraser is performing and Charlie is directing. And Cherry Smokes will be performed between the 24th of March till the 8th of April 2023 at KXC on Broadway, brand new space. How exciting! It feels like you're
Woo.
almost christening it in a way.
No
Yeah,
pressure.
definitely.
Very
Definitely for
exciting.
sure, for sure. It's we've had a few little site visits and we've had a look around and it's looking fantastic. And being the first show in, you do feel a little bit of pressure, but I think mainly we're just interested in putting on a good show and utilizing the new areas, new things of the space as much as we can. So it's very exciting.
Honestly, and it's just I feel like it gives you that like being like the first gives you that extra like milestone that this is the next step, this is the growth of it. It's always exciting when it's something this big. No pressure.
Fully. Look, I think it's very exciting. Because yeah, they've been wanting to get in there for a while, and so I just think it's funny that it's landed on us. That Charlie and I have done a show at KXT before, and so it feels pretty full circle to do another show with Emily and Charlie again, and with KXT, but this time in their new space. And I haven't seen it, but from what the guys tell me, it's pretty exciting. So yeah, it's like
Amazing.
a new chapter. Yeah.
That's it, spreading your wings so you can go further
Let's
and further.
go. Fully.
Exactly, exactly. And a great first show to have in there. It's so
Mm.
visceral. There's so many moving parts to it. It's got a fantastic young cast and a story that's hard hitting and tragic but funny. It's very KXT, we think.
Yeah, I get that vibe. I 100% get it. Now, Cherry Smokes is a poetic, visceral drama that packs a punch. It's a fight to change the life you know for the better. I love the puns. I'm a sucker for puns. Now, Cherry Smoke challenges family,
Absolutely.
love, passion, and connections to others. What would you say for both of you, being in different roles? It's always exciting having the same question, seeing different perspectives. What has been the most challenging yet rewarding obstacle or block you've had to face while exploring the themes of the show?
Ooh. Fraser, do you want to answer that first?
Oh, I knew you'd say that. Okay, here we go. For me, we're dealing with two timelines in the show, which is always interesting. Um, they're interwoven as well, which has proven to be a bit of a challenge. So for me, and I think the other actors, there's three other cast members, Alice, Tom, and Meg. Um, it's been really interesting, but quite challenging to jump between the ages of about 13 to 22 constantly and keep the thread between those two versions of the characters clear and in about 4 seconds of a transition really make that sort of decade jump obvious to an audience, but not so much that it feels like another character. um, that's been really, really, really challenging, and just operating in the structure of the play. Charlie's been brilliant. He's pretty much done only runs of the show like a lot of the time, because we're just getting used to how the play moves through time, and a lot of that is just getting it in our bones, running from start to finish, so that we get used to jumping between the two versions of the characters. And towards the start of our rehearsal period, I think I can speak for the rest of the cast by saying it felt like you had two very opposing characters who had no link, and now it's just been kind of bringing them closer and closer and closer, so that the audience can sort of recognize, oh, okay, like without any dialogue, I know exactly in time where we are, just based on how those actors are standing. Because yeah, not all that, you don't really want to rely on the context of the script to be like, well, now we're in high school. It just feels a bit easy easy and cheap. And so, yeah, kind of getting the audience trained to recognize who these people are and what age they're at, and become familiar with them. So I don't know about you, Charlie, but that's what I would say. It's been a bit difficult.
No, that was lovely. I think for me, James McManus, the playwright, it's exactly what Fraser was saying. He set these scenes that it's jumping from when they're 9 years old to 23 to 16, back to 23, back to 9. And they're all in this, well, some of the scenes are almost in this dreamscape, in this world of in the characters' memories, and making that clear to the audience of what's real and what's a memory, and then what's happening in real time, and what's the progression in real time. Getting those things right and clear, and doing that with some really creative solutions. So we're using the bodies a lot. We're having, in a few monologues, they might mention a location, and around the edges, we'll see the actors acting out that scenario, and right at the very beginning, there's this boxing scene that's almost like a nightmare sequence, and trying to figure out, well, who are these figures on the periphery while we watch our main characters first fight? Are they distorted versions of the other characters, or are they the onlooking crowd all placing bets and having a drink out of their whiskey flasks? And so it's been a lot of fun, but it's been really challenging about figuring out what direction do you take it. And I love to, in the room, just try everything, and more often than not, it'll be the wrong thing to try, but at least you can say, well, we did it, we know it doesn't work, so let's come up with something else. And when you've got a cast like this who are so open and so happy to just throw themselves into a situation, you get to see 10 versions of the play, and you've got to pick one that you want to show your audience, and you got to think about, well, why is this the version that we're bringing to the stage, and bringing to a 2023 audience, and why would they want to see it, and what are we saying by doing it this way? So, and we're still figuring that out. We've got a really nice overview, but we were in the rehearsal room the other day, and we just changed the blocking of a scene, and suddenly it all clicked. It was a scene between two brothers, and now there's a bit of a cat and mouse going on between them, and you go, oh, that's it. I think Fraser was saying it felt like pushing shit uphill.
And that's my favorite word to use in rehearsal.
I'm gonna start using that too.
Yeah. After a shit run, you just look at Charlie and go, it was all right, but I was pushing shit uphill for most of it, so sorry.
But he's doing brilliant. But then you'll try something and it'll click, and and they're all doing brilliantly.
That's wonderful. Absolutely beautiful. I can already tell that it's gonna, when you have such an open cast that's so happy to interact with each other and with the director as well, it works on a different static level. So I feel like the audience will feel that, because they feel everything that's happened in the rehearsal come on stage. That's the energy they get from it, and I just can't wait to see the reaction of everything. And you never really know how the show goes till closing night. Isn't that always the case? Then you go, oh, well, that actually
oh yeah oh, that's what the play's about. Oh yeah.
After you start reminiscing and you go, oh, I could have done this, oops.
yeah
next time
That's right. That's why you got to do the same play at least 5 times in your lifetime.
Exactly. In the remount.
And so with that rehearsal, because it sounds like such a magical experience, what has been your favorite memory so far in the rehearsal experience? Could be the connections, could be the stories, could be your favorite meal that you've had. We all got to eat. We always forget in rehearsals, but it's important.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Oh man. God, there's so many. For me, I think it probably, sorry, Charlie, but it's centered mostly around the cast. Some of my favorite memories, only because I remember we all did a chemistry callback, and there was a bunch of amazing actors in the room. But I remember seeing Tom, Meg, and Alice's versions for like, just a few seconds during the audition and leaning forward. And I remember the first time we did a run in the rehearsal room, getting to see those three actors just take their characters for a full play. There was a lot of times where, I'm sorry, but I was kind of out of the run, Charlie, because I was just like looking at these people that I was working opposite going, holy shit, you guys are like brilliant. And they're so playful, and they have been taking the scenes and running with it a different way, as we've said. And so I think my favorite memory was our very, very first run. I remember it was in a little room. It was a tiny room. We were kind of kicked out of our rehearsal space. We're in this almost like office desk room that we had to move all the furniture out of. And yet somehow between the four of us just sort of created this world of cherry smoke. And anytime I would sort of jump off for a scene and kind of stand to the side, I was just leaning forward going, holy shit. It was just kind of that giddy feeling when you realize the right people have sort of been given the right roles at the right time for the right story. And that's always a really exciting feeling. And that would be mine,
Wonderful.
Lovely. I think mine would be, like Fraser, there are so many, but hearing the crew and hearing their ideas. We've got a fantastic set designer, Soham Abdi, who's just going to transform the space, encompass the whole audience, and that along with our lighting designer Jazz Borowski and our sound designer Johnny Yang, all bringing their own ideas and elements where you can see, along with these brilliant actors, the world it's going to create and how the lighting will get the shafts of light through the trees and the sense of being by the riverbank and having your toes on the water and having light bouncing off water in buckets. And Johnny's got this beautiful string soundscape coming along. And we've got a bit of a surprise where, we might our stage manager, Chris Stanovsky, might be able to rig up something. So there'll be a little treat with some blood on stage, which is always very exciting. And so when you've got 10 wonderful creative minds coming together and each giving their own little element of magic to the show, it slowly builds and comes together, and and it just lifts off the page and otherworldly.
That's a really good way to put it, otherworldly. It sounds very magnetic and really just beautiful. It's making me really eager to see the show already. I just want to be there right now. And what's one lesson you'd like for the audience to take home with them?
Go on, Charlie.
Such a good question. Such a good question.
Should be able to get coffee. Moment.
Oh man.
I suppose it's the effort and the struggle some people go to build a home, to find where they belong, and the adversities they have to face to get the really basic things of life that we may take for granted. A home, a meal, safe friends and family, an income, and I suppose broadening our understanding of what some people have to do to get those things, and the shit show that young kids are put into. And although we may not agree with their actions all the time, we can understand why they might act in this certain way, or what they're reacting to is all because of a lifetime of struggle, of joy, and then that elation of finally finding a home, finding your people, and building your world, I suppose.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, just absolutely. The whole concept of building your world and agency over life, I think, is something I've been loving in the script, and I hope audiences walk away with. There's a few characters who, in the show, really struggle with the feeling that life is happening to them rather than them experiencing it, while other characters are sort of doing what they can to live within this world. And the script is constantly dealing with generational trauma and socioeconomic trauma. And I think if anyone comes to see it, there's a few characters in there that I think are great examples of not being naive to their circumstances, but yeah, having agency over, okay, well, I can choose the people I can love, and I can, choose how I love myself and choose what I want out of this life, and be realistic, but being able to find your own joy and fulfillment through all of that is a choice, I think. And being able to kind of take control of your life when so much feels out of your hands. Yeah, and I'm not sure if, it would break my heart if some people come see this show and see their life reflected back to them. But I do hope that if people walk out feeling a little bit more hopeful about kind of what they can do to take things into their own hands, and not in a sort of I'll get out of it kind of way, but more the little things, the day to day. And I just think that's a beautiful theme that's running through the script the whole way through. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. It sounds like there's going to be a whirlwind of emotions.
That's a perfect way to put it.
I can't wait to experience every single one of them.
All of them at once. Yeah.
That's right. Now, so Cherry Smokes, it follows 4 young kids trying to grow into the adults that the society that neglected them will accept. We can try to build the dream, but at what cost? When you're not taught to use your words, but your fists can you ever truly change, or are you destined to repeat the past? That's so beautiful. On that note, any other projects you both are coming up and you want to kind of give a bit of a shout out to?
Not confirmed, no. So, go on, Charlie.
Well, when it's confirmed, you hit me up.
There's a show called That's What She Said, written by Josephine Gazard, playing in the Vault at KXT. I can't remember the exact dates, but if you look it up, it'll be online. That's going to be a real treat. Emily Buxton's producing that as well, and it's a fantastic show.
Amazing. Well, we can't wait to see where you all go from here. Very excited. Everyone at home, go buy your tickets for Cherry Smokes and go experience every last bit of those emotional whirlwinds. And of course, keep an eye out for the Vault. Very excited for that. Can't wait to see where you all go from here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Katerina. I'd love to know.
Well, I'll be there. I'll meet you all there. Very excited to experience it all. I wish you all the best of luck with everything. Enjoy the rehearsal while you can. That's where the magic happens. That's the best part of the shows. Yeah, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
Thank you, Katerina. Can't wait to see you there.
Can't wait. On that note, thank you guys for joining me.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Enjoy.